Hello and welcome to episode 14. It's a pleasure to have you. We've now rambled on for 14 weeks, and can I say, it's been a pleasure. What can be achieved in 14 weeks, 96 days? Well, 5 mouse can be born, 2 elephant shrews could be born, and 1 leopard could be born. What have we achieved in 14 weeks? Well, we've brought you such highlights as Parsons has talked to someone briefly at the gym, Emslie doesn't like pigeons, and the pièce de résistance, Parsons asking ChatGPT where the best TMs are on Pokemon Blue. I will just say briefly that my phone couldn't work out what I was trying to type when I typed pièce de résistance, so it says priest de resistance.
Knowing your spelling, I'm not surprised.
We will come back onto that. But it's great to chat, and it's the... Oh.
Come on.
And it's this great chat that keeps bringing you, the listener, back. So strap in. And let's make some magic. Hello and welcome to the podcast.
A lovely intro. One thing I would just say to the listeners who aren't watching on YouTube, you said you into 3 different cameras. You're not in shot on the 3rd one.
Yeah,
but
you know.
you've got to help. You've got to hope. I think we see a little bit of your arm.
You might see my
a little
hand.
bit of your pasty little arm.
My hand might briefly waft in and waft out.
Yes, you might see my arm there.
But yeah, you can. In terms of my spelling, you're absolutely right.
It's one of the things. I actually see you as quite an intelligent person.
Me too.
All right, arrogant. But when you spell, it's like watching someone someone subpar in intellect.
It's like
subpar intellect is happening in front of me.
It's like I've never spelt before. I tell you what, though. Take out spelling, and I'm happy to admit I'm bad at spelling. I don't mind admitting that. I'm also bad at maths, which is 2 of the 3. Come on, science.
Spelling and maths. Two ones I'm really bad at. Apart from that, I'm brilliant.
God, if you want to talk to me about biology, I'm your man. That sounds dodgy.
Jesus Christ.
But
Project U Tree.
Operation. Get it right.
Operation U Tree. All right, sorry. Sorry. All right, just sorry. Okay, crack on.
But in terms of spelling... The one thing I find wild is on Google when there's a word you can't spell. I find that the most sort of weird place to be. How would you spell the word ennui?
Ennui? I think it's on. If it's French, isn't it? So
don't know.
ENUIT.
Yeah, I mean, I've got absolutely no idea.
Or Inuit, which I think is an offensive term now, isn't it?
T. The Royal Veterinary College. But if there's a,
what did you find out the spelling? We can't leave listeners who don't know how to spell ennui.
ENUUI.
Oh. UUI?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not like an acronym for something? The ensemble of national UUIs?
No. Ennui, a feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction. That is what I'm getting.
2 N's or 1 N?
That's 2 N's.
Ah, you said UUI.
Oh, yeah. I can't even read. I'm not going to read.
Ennui! Ennui!
Thierry Ennui.
Thierry Ennui. Oh, it's lovely stuff if you like football. And us.
Do you reckon anyone ever made that joke to Henry when he was in the...
No.
Say he had a bad game.
No, because footballers.
No, but not all of them are. You've listened to Pat Nevin on 5 Live. He talks about galleries.
He's a smart cookie.
He used to go...
We've all heard Patrick Bamford speak. Yeah. The Queen's English.
But I find it insane when you're trying to spell a word on Google and you're just like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to finish.
It's often words bedded in a different sort of, like Latin. So I know our language is based on various different things of Germanic languages, Latin, and obviously French as well, which I think is a Latin language. Don't quote me on that. But our language is a cacophony of different languages. Another word which I would struggle to spell. But that's the joy, and that's where you get those little weird subtleties. Like my mum and dad, who are visiting this weekend, say Marylebone. Marylebone. I can't even say
instead
how they
of
say
Marylebone.
it. Yeah, instead of Marylebone, because of how it's actually spelt. The Y comes first, so they're saying it as it's spelt. But I had to then Google, how do you say Marylebone as a person who's lived in London for 10 years?
Do you know? I don't always want to bring it back to.
It actually said Marylebone.
Marylebone.
Wake up, Marylebone.
Who told you that?
Fucking Google, the Google woman. I even got the Google woman to say.
Did you click her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marylebone. Like, come on, mate. Maybe if you're from if you're going down Marylebone.
I find it really interesting. Would you prefer to know how to say it, or would you prefer to live? Because nowadays we just go on the computer, we check it.
I would prefer to know.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just prefer
Give me the knowledge. Give me all of the knowledge. I don't want to be wrong ever. Give me every bit of knowledge you can give me, computer, please.
But given that she has now told you, and I'm calling Google as she.
Google as she. Look, 'cause we're progressive.
Can you imagine? That's how we got cancelled.
We're progressive because we think women hold all the answers.
Happy Women's Day. But
I don't know when International Women's Day is. Oh,
and that says a lot about you.
I'll ask Richard Herring. He'll know.
But now you know, and now Google has told you it's Marylebone.
Yeah.
Based on what you've said, you're not going to go around saying it like that.
No, I'm going to say Marylebone. Oh, Marylebone. And now it's one of those things, like when you just look at a word for so long, it doesn't look like you've spelt it right anymore.
Yes.
That might just be the case for you. I've
looked at ennui all the time.
Like, ennui? Should there be an H in ennui? Ennui?
Thierry Ennui.
Thierry Ennui.
I'm really getting that going.
Yeah, it's fine, I'm sure. I'm trying to yes and you.
How are you? Because I would say...
I look so tired that I've never looked like I've never slept before.
No.
For those watching on YouTube, you can check that one out.
Zoom in on him if you're on YouTube. What's happened?
The camera's quite zoomed in already.
How was your week?
It's good. I've had a good week. This is all positive, but I've had my family staying, which is lovely. I've had my mum and dad staying. I live in a 1-bed flat, so I give
all
up.
three, the Charlie Bucket scenario.
I don't know that reference. I don't know the Charlie reference.
The Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Him in the same bed as 7
never
people.
Seen it. Never read it. Probably should have done. Fine. I read Holes when I was a child. What more does anyone want? I read Holes, and that's all. And the Curiosities of the Dog of the Nighttime because the chapters were short.
Right, I thought that was rubbish.
I actually quite liked it.
Yeah, because the chapters
were short and it made you feel quite smart. Oh, and I've read Yo Nesbo's Snowman. Those are the big trilogy. The big trilogy. A horrible murder one. A thing about a murder of a dog, and something that I can't even remember, but it was about like digging holes in the river. Or something.
If you die and I have to give your eulogy,
he read 3 books.
He read 3 books in his life.
4 of you count some of the dictionary when he's playing Scrabble.
He read
and a bit of the Bible when he was trying to come up with song lyrics as a teenager.
He read what everyone else would call Joe Nesbo, but because of who he was, he called it.
Well, he's from Norway. He's from Norway. No Norway's pronouncing a J, a J, are they? Come on.
Joe Nesbo. He read Holes.
Holes.
And let's
Very
be
good
honest,
book.
Probably watch the film with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I was going to say, the start of Even Stevens, as we knew it.
And what was your final? The Curiosities
of the Dog of
the Night.
Which I genuinely don't remember what happened in it. I don't remember a single bit about that book.
You don't remember anything?
It really passed me by. As an audio, as a visual experience. I haven't re-listened to the audio, but...
You've had a book on your shelf in your bedroom.
Yes.
Ever since I've known you. It's moved house.
Yeah.
It's moved wherever you've gone.
It's the first four paragraphs were quite depressing, and I thought, I don't know.
Is it Shuggy Bane?
Shuggy Bane, yeah. I was like, I don't think I want a nice evening.
But just get rid of it.
No. Because it's for the aesthetic of stuff being in my bed. My bedroom can't just be used condoms.
I was going to say.
Not lucky enough for that. Unlucky.
I can't believe you've read 3
I think
books.
when I'm tireder, I'm funnier.
I can't believe you've read 3 books.
No, I've probably read another book. What are the ones with the coloured spines? The Biff, Chip and Kippers, yeah. I did those.
Kids book.
I was fucking smashing
Do
those
you not... You just don't enjoy reading?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's heard any of the scripted intros that I've ever read out...
But you're not reading out loud when you're reading to yourself, are you?
Oh, I am. I'm shouting it on a train. Joe Nesbo.
Oh, here he is, Joe Nesbo.
I dulled it down for you. Old spelling mistake. You probably spell that starting with a D, don't you?
Lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
I'm not going to yes and it, but I am going to say
no,
it was
you
good.
never yes and me.
No, God, there was one episode a few weeks ago.
I was watching. You were watching me actually edit for once. Watching me edit the episode, and you realised how much you just continue your train of thought.
I just didn't. There was
no yes anding at all.
So many points.
Never do improv. Never do be in an improv troupe.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to crack on here.
Yeah,
so
sometimes
anyway,
that's good.
somehow we got onto the books that you've read.
Yes,
but
but anyway, my parents came up. Very, very nice to see them. They're lovely people, but I give up my bed because I'm not having my parents sleep on the sofa. So I slept on the sofa behind. If you're watching this on YouTube,
and if you're not,
imagine why?
Imagine a sofa behind.
Yeah, imagine a sofa behind me. So yeah,
I've slept on that.
You slept on it. It's all right.
I think it's pretty comfy. But do you have an eye mask because it is bright?
No, I don't have an eye mask, and it gets very bright in here. So very early starts, and I'm used to quite a large bed because my bed in my bedroom's large, and that is not even a single sliver. So I'm stifling a burp. So yeah, bit of a lack of sleep, but it's been a very fun weekend. We went to watch Inside Number 9.
So
live.
I've only seen a few Inside Number 9s that we've watched together.
Idiot, you should have watched all of them by now.
It's never
9 series. Get on with it.
9. Have they stopped now?
Yeah.
At 9.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Oh, you're clever because of numbers.
Because of 9.
Because of numbers. Yeah.
But the show itself, as far as I can tell, is sort of comedy, horror, scary.
So I'm not going to say anything about the show just in case you are going to watch it. And this is out this week. We're actually recording on the same week as an episode to record. So if you are going to watch it, I'm not going to ruin it. But it was a fantastic thing. They do one episode. They sort of reenact one episode live on stage.
And you've seen the episode,
and that's this episode you've seen, and it's one of the favoured ones, I would say. I'm not going to ruin which one it is.
Tell me later.
But then the next bit is all about it's sort of a really clever plot. It's really, I mean, so many twists. I mean, everything you know, if you've not seen Inside Number 9 before, it is just twist after twist after twist, and shit tons of jump scares.
Oh, even in the theatre?
Oh my God, they nailed it. It was great. Mum loves them because she loves making people jump. So she's just getting more ammo. You would hate that part of it.
I remember going over to a friend's. We must have been around 12 or 13, and we watched Halloween Resurrection.
Not seen it. Certainly haven't read it.
I wouldn't be reading
it. The ones. Ghostbuster books. You know the books with the bit where you pick the... Goosebumps.
Yes.
Continue.
So we were watching that when we were 12 or 13. Might have even been a bit younger, 10 maybe. And the film is a 15. I watched it. And there was loads of jump scares. I hated it. The next few nights I had to sleep on my parents' floor. I hate them. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I was sleeping on my mum and dad's floor as well. Yeah. It was actually my room.
So you're in the theatre. What theatre?
The Wyndham Theatre. And a beautiful theatre. Quite small, but absolutely beautifully decorated. It looks wonderful. It was just really fun. It was a really fun, great 2 hours. I don't go to watch much theatre.
Interval?
Yeah, interval.
Interval.
And
I don't give anything away, but how can they do a jump scare in a theatre?
Blackout or red wash across the whole theatre with very loud screams.
Fine. Okay.
So if you are going, just be aware of
jump scares.
Right from the very off.
Oh, really?
Like the first thing that happens is a big jump scare. So it really gets you off.
So
it's really well done.
Was that someone's gift?
I don't think Mum and Dad just wanted to watch it because they loved Inside Number 9 as well because they're quite big comedy fans, more than I am. Yeah. But I loved Inside Number 9 and I love the writing. I love a twist, I love a twist.
Are Pemberton, Gattis and Shearsmith in it?
Gattis didn't have anything to do with it.
He didn't?
No, he's not part of this.
Didn't write it either?
No.
Wow.
He's performed in an episode.
Yeah.
But he's not righted it.
Okay.
He's not righted it.
He's not righted it.
Google how that's spelled. So he's not written it. But yes, it was. They have a special guest.
Okay.
As well. So and they obviously have a collection of actors, stage actors, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because they seem very au fait with being on stage.
Sure.
It's a different type of acting. You've seen plays.
Yes.
It's louder.
Yes.
It's here I'm acting. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like when you watch it on screen, it's like I'm acting.
Yes.
But on stage, it's like I'm acting, and you need to know everything, which I think is unnecessary.
Have you been? Is this the first time you've been to theatre in a while?
It is for a while. I'm not a big theatre buff because.
Boff.
Yeah, boffin. Do you ever have boffins when you were in school?
Yeah, wouldn't you say a theatre buff?
Yeah, I would. But I'm trying to run with an error. Let me run with an error. Why do you never let me run with an error?
God, of call him out on them.
Got to call them out. But yes, I'm not a big theatre buff. More a film buff. No, I'm not even that. No, I like subtlety, and theatre doesn't really come with much of that. But having said that, Inside Number 9 managed to weave that in.
Nice.
In a really clever way. They had Matt Lucas was a special guest for us.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Little reveal. He
is almost an entirely different person now. He has lost so much weight.
Yeah, I mean...
He's really slim.
Yep.
That was one big takeaway.
That was your main takeaway.
But the way they played with him, it was quite good. Not like that. It sounded wrong. But he had to sort of improv, which was good.
Was he there as Matt Lucas?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
That was quite nice. It was neatly weaved into it as well. One thing you can always... Nothing is as it seems. That was the one thing. I thought I was like, I pretty much have a picture of where this... Yeah. You don't. And it's really good.
And did you do anything before it?
So we went to Tockless, which is a really nice restaurant in Temple. So if you're in London, I would really recommend it. Very
Tacos?
Relaxed.
What type of food?
No, it's nice sit-down meals. I'd say it's bedded in Greek.
Ooh.
I would say, but it's more like pastas and stuff as well. And it's like sit-down nice. It's nice food.
Yes.
It's nice food, but in a weird way, quite unfussy.
Yep.
So it's sort of got quite a grounded... I had a rabbit dish.
Did you?
With
I'm going to sneeze.
Oh. It's weirdly like amplified and short, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes, I had a rabbit dish. Mum had a hake dish. But it's really, really good.
Hang on, we've had game, we've had fish, and Dad came in.
Ridge, or my dad. Odd name. Don't have time to discuss it. But he had what we can only describe as a classic dish from him. A pork ragu with pasta base. He's a base. He loves a lasagna. That boy. That boy. If he could eat lasagna every day, he would. He's Garfield, my dad.
I do like lasagna as well.
Don't we all? But like he really he would have a really beige diet if it wasn't for my mum.
But nice to see them. Nice to have them down. But you're tired.
I'm tired from that because they left literally about an hour ago. So and I woke up at the crack of dawn because the light was there and I'm an incredibly light. Sleep is hard, isn't it?
Well, no.
You find it easy. I find sleep so hard. I wouldn't, if I could just click my fingers and never have to sleep, I would do that.
But when you know that sleep is difficult, why don't you buy an eye mask?
It's not the eye mask, it's the
Well,
brain. That's
of
the
course
fucking
it's the eye mask
Well, it is
here.
today, but also the brain. The brain in not ever being comfortable and waking my own self up if I breathe.
That's mad.
I'm just such a light sleeper, anything will wake me up.
Just do what I do, put on chapter 16 of the first book of Harry Potter, never get to the end, and that's it.
I can get off a bit easier now doing similar things like that. But I always think how my mum and dad ever snuck anything into my room is beyond. Apparently, it was like a ninja operation.
When they were Christmas?
At Christmas, putting stuff into my stocking. Ninja operation. Have to wait for the perfect time because I was.
Surely.
Walk on a branch for some reason that would be on the floor.
But surely you just leave it outside your door. Well, Santa Claus was busy. He dropped it outside your door.
No, my parents aren't as slapdash as you are as a person.
Sort of like Mission Impossible.
My mum is all about the sparkles.
Lower him down.
No, mum likes it to be special. She's
Right.
a big on special. She puts a lot of effort into everything she does. Just like you. But thanks for all of the social clips.
Come on, mate. I've done
Hey,
one.
we posted one. We're on one a week now.
1 a week's fine. No. We'll do more.
We've got about 19
I'm
batched,
waiting
it's
for
fine.
my sabbatical.
You're
That's
waiting for
when
your
it's
sabbatical,
That's
yes.
when it's going to come in.
Yeah.
That's when we're really going to ramp up.
Yeah. And I'll just keep doing it, the rest of it, whilst on tour, I guess.
Yes, have
Yeah.
we got that coming up?
Got that coming up to. So when you're hearing this, it will be Brighton tonight.
This evening.
So if you're about in Brighton, do pop down. There will inevitably be tickets.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I don't think there will. I really don't know how that one's sold. I don't like to know.
You don't like to know.
I just turn up and hope.
And then the day after we're in Norwich.
Yes.
And
again.
then are you... I should probably ask you this outside of the pod. Are you staying with us?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I'll see how it's gone. If it's gone badly, probably just get in the car and leave and, drive either one way or the other.
Yeah.
Towards the cliff or towards the house. I don't know which, but it will be one of those two.
Let's hope Norwich goes well then,
So let's hope Norwich goes well. No, and then it's very much like the end for a bit, and then we're Oskies.
Yes.
For the summer.
We are. We have got a puzzle book for Norwich. It's like an adventure puzzle book. You're more than welcome to do that with us.
Wow, I didn't know. Is it the 1990s? Are we doing adventure puzzle books now?
It's
Does
like
the internet not exist?
Well, no, it's like a little, you explore Norwich and you have to go and find places in Norwich and there's
That's
like
adorable.
clues.
I love that. So it's a bit like when I did a Sherlock Holmes thing around London.
It's that, but
and we
Norwich.
never completed it. And then I went to a gig. I was like, sorry everyone, it's been lovely, but we've been wandering the streets of Baker Street for about 4.5 hours. We don't know any more about who committed whatever the fuck crime it was, and now I'm going to go and do a gig, and I'm basically going to underwhelm the people of Shoreditch. But thank you.
It'll be that, but we will have underwhelmed the night before.
Yes. Hey, how dare you? Although, who knows?
Who knows?
Just got back from the shops.
Okay.
I witnessed something quite mad.
Right, which shop?
So, have you heard of Sainsbury's? It's a little local one that we have in Crystal Palace.
I have heard
tiny
of it.
tiny little one, almost unnoticeable. I think they might be got a few chains around. I'm going to keep going with the riff. But yes, I was in Sainsbury's and I was walking past one of the aisles and someone had put their shopping list on the wall, or the little bollard, the pillar, the thing keeping the building up, and was drawing I could see their list was in a diagram of what looked like the shop layout.
Oh, that's the dream.
I genuinely, I was like, I wanted to talk to them, but they looked unwell.
So they had...
By which, sorry, unwell as in physically unwell, I should say, not mentally. They were sniffling a lot.
But they had then... So what you're saying to me is your Sainsbury's, when you walk in, it's fruit and veg. Bang,
Yeah.
You're into fruit and veg.
So
they had drawn a diagram and been like, from fruit and veg, we need oranges, bananas, apples...
All I'm saying is their list was landscape instead of portrait. So on a piece of paper A4,
TikTok,
TikTok, yeah,
TikTok,
YouTube. That is a great one. How good's that? Are you going to high five, or you still just doing that?
TikTok,
TikTok,
YouTube.
So they were doing it in YouTube.
That makes sense, though. It's a
Yeah,
big
where if
store.
you're doing a landscape, very few stores are portrait. If you
So
think
they
about
were drawing it while they were in the store, or they were drawing it...
No, they'd pre-drawn it and they were scratching off things they'd already done.
I love that.
I feel like someone else might have done that for them so that they don't get lost and they can easily find things.
Yeah, how old were they? Was it like a parent?
They were one of those ambiguous ages that could be anything between 34 and 50.
Oh, so it's not like like a parent had asked a kid to go.
No. It was an adult by themselves talking to themselves.
Okay, yeah.
But they were sniffling a lot, so I didn't hang around. But they were just like, in the same way that I do. When I'm wandering around the supermarket, I occasionally go, right, what am I looking for now? Do you ever do that?
Yeah.
Just under your breath, just go, oh, Joe, you just walked past the bread aisle.
I don't mind the diagram.
I love it. It was just one of those things that I've never seen before. I then got a toilet roll.
Could I just stop on shopping list briefly?
Yeah, you can. I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna derail this.
I'm a shopping list.
You do whatever you need to do.
I'm an old physical write down scrap. Take a pen with me, take it off. I bet you are. I'm going to put it on my phone and I'm going to sort of remember.
You know it's in the notes app and it's a rolling thing that occasionally gets updated before I go so I don't forget, and then I can just prod and I tick off things.
I just really
there's a system.
I like to have, yes, I've got apples. Done. Yes, I've got bread.
You're so manual. You're so analog.
I am very analog.
I'm amazed you've got a digital watch.
I've tried to write some material about it the other day, about going back to an old...
You need a Casio watch.
Like a dumb phone, because it doesn't have a timer that vibrates on it, which is quite handy when you're on stage.
Yeah.
But I tried to write some material about it, and I likened using an old phone similar to when you use sort of like hand soap, the push down hand... What's that hand soap called? That you click the top of it and it comes out.
What? Liquid hand soap?
Yeah. This is why the material didn't work.
That was so hard to watch.
So I likened it to the fact using an old dumb phone is like going back to a bar of soap. It's that sort of equivalent. Like you're moving backwards and... fuck it, right, move on.
No, I like it. I saw that you have a bar of soap in your house.
It's because we get gifted bars of soap and we just wouldn't use them.
I was like, I haven't seen one of these since going into my grandma's house.
Yeah. We forcefully... Like, we've got liquid soap, but we're not using it because otherwise we just never use the bar.
Went into your bedroom to see if there was a chamber pot.
And my nightgown and my dresser.
Oh, one day you'll accept the 21st century.
No,
or 22nd century, or whatever century we're in. We're either one ahead or none ahead. I think we're 21st, aren't we? No one really knows.
No, they don't. I also don't really know why we're...
18th century, is that the 1700s or the 1900s? I just don't know.
Why have they fucking riffed that around?
Oh, just give us the rights. It was 2000s. It's the 20th century. Come on, not the 21st century. So are we in the 22nd century? No, we're not.
No, it's not 2100.
No, it's not yet.
20,000. Well, what month year are we in?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, what awful things you're listening to. See, we are a bit thick.
I don't mind being a bit thick with some things. Anyway, liquid soap. The reason we have sand soap is because people gift it to you in like Christmas stockings, and you then are like, well, I'm either going to bin it or use it. So we're using it. But yes, I agree with you. It feels like we're back in the 80s.
On Dragon's Den this week, there was someone who had invented soap snow.
And what's that?
So it's grated soap.
And why do I need that?
Because they're trying to get rid of liquid soap because it's bad for the environment.
Oh, so I'm doing better for the environment. You conveniently left that out
Oh,
when you slagged me off for having a chamber pot.
I don't care about the environment. I'm very much Jeremy Clarkson on that issue. I'm not. I should just state. I also think government should be helping us do more.
So liquid soap's bad.
Anyway,
so they suggested.
So they've got this it's like a bar that gets grated and it's all eco and good.
So I could put my bars of soap into this thing.
Yeah.
And did the dragons invest?
I don't know, probably. I don't know. I didn't really... I was half playing The Sims.
Did the dragons invest?
Did the dragons invest? Yes, they did. They loved that one.
They did?
Yeah, they got the... Oh, shit. And it was a profitable ball business.
Sorry?
I just added 2 F's, 3 T's, and a couple of extra B's into the word profitable there.
Okay.
Good, it's fine. It would work. It would score better on Scrabble.
Yeah, it would. Right, so you were mentioning that you were coming back with toilet roll?
So I came back with toilet roll under my arm, like the world's worst surfboard. And I sort of looked around and I realised, I don't know if anyone else has this listening, but I thought, does this just look like I'm going to have a mega wank? Do you know what I mean? No. When you're carrying around toilet roll and you're like, someone think I'm just about to have the world's biggest shit.
Well, no. I've
it's
had this.
Funny though, isn't it? A funny thought.
I've had this discussion with friends
and me
because they have said the same thing. They're like, "Oh, I feel a bit embarrassed carrying toilet roll." I couldn't care less.
I don't feel embarrassed, but there's a part of my brain that goes, "Does this look like I'm a sex pest?"
Well, no. Is a sex pest walking around with a packaged?
They may.
How many toilet rolls?
Oh, 9.
Well, is this? Are you walking?
Go big or go home.
Well, I'd be going much bigger. In the pandemic, do you know when toilet roll became like a commodity?
And people got that's when Who Gives a Crap came out because everyone was caring about how much environmental waste they have for a bit, and everyone was like,
But in terms of toilet roll, that became like a scarcity. I ordered an online shop, and an online shop came, and the guy was like, "I'm really sorry, we didn't have your 4 toilet rolls." I was like, "Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I can make it work." And he went, "But we did have." It was like a fucking reveal. Yeah, and he went, and he pulled out a 32-pack. That sorted me through.
And now you're like, I'm 32-pack all the way. Where are you storing it?
No, I don't.
I'd store it above my little mirror thing.
I don't have a 32. We would probably go 9, maybe 12.
Yeah, 9's fine for one person.
But I loved the fact that this delivery drive, it was like Scylla. But we...
Here's what you could have won.
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
You should all.
So yeah.
Okay, so you don't find toilet roll surfboard embarrassing.
Sure.
But do you find buying lube embarrassing?
Come on, mate. We're straight. You don't buy lube if you're straight.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
I was going to say, how awful.
Not in the same quantities as gay men buy lube.
How do you know?
Because I've chatted to other gay men.
Oh, yeah, we all know about your friend Liam. We love Liam, your other gay friend.
But
if you're listening, Liam, lovely to meet you.
I've
probably not.
I've heard. No, he saw a clip of us the other day.
Because he doesn't support what. He saw a clip of us, did he? Yeah. Fuck, I didn't know they were going out. When did you edit that one? 4 weeks ago.
But in terms of, I've heard that lube for gay men is far cheaper.
Why? Where are we buying it?
Well, I don't know.
Do we get gay discount? I wasn't in the fucking meeting. Is it a promo code? Homo.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, I think we just stopped there.
I think we
That's unbelievable. I will never better that. Oh, I was really hoping we were going to have a moment like that this podcast.
And we did.
There we go.
If you stuck around till the end, you're welcome on his behalf.
Yeah. No, you take the win. We take the win together. We win together, we lose together. Look at Salford.
I set you up. You knocked it out of the park.
Yes.
And if you like the podcast, just enter homo code for...
for discounts on our Patreon that we don't have enough fans for yet.
We don't have Patreon. Don't worry about
Not enough
that.
listeners. But we'll get there.
Just speaking of Patreon...
I'm not away from the lube stuff yet. We had this moment. We'll go back to Patreon later, and maybe OnlyFans after the lube chat.
Am I embarrassed about buying that sort of stuff? Potentially slightly more than toilet roll. Toilet roll doesn't even...
Condoms and lube, there's still a part of me that's like, you child.
Really?
Like, there's a part of me that's like, ooh, what if the man knows?
The man who...
What if the man sees the size of what I'm buying?
Would you go to the shape... Yeah, got that. Yes, and.
Yes, and.
I'm just going to say it instead of do it.
God. Yes, I acknowledge what you said.
Just in terms of, surely you just go to the self-checkouts, though.
I'd order it in from Ocado. Let the Ocado man handle that embarrassment. Brief conversation about it. Thank you for my mega lube. Because obviously I have to have tubs of the stuff.
Have you employed the discount?
No, he just comes in with a bathtub full of the stuff. He just goes, there you go, you're a gay man. That's about as much.
Vats of lube.
Apparently we need so much. Pints of the stuff. Like milk.
One would assume that gay men do need more lube.
Well, it depends who you're sleeping with.
Well, what? Some fucking...
If all I'm saying, if they're a larger specimen, more lube helps.
Yes. Thank you very much.
If they're parking their lorry in your drive, then yes, more lube helps. If it's a more manageable sort of hot hatch,
do you want to follow this analogy?
Yeah, fucking yeah. I live for this kind of analogy.
Oh, right. Thank you so much for listening.
Maybe I just need to sleep on the sofa more often.
Be exhausted.
Be like a proper old comic. He sleep at other people's sofas.
Because his wife's kicked
near
him
the
out.
service station of Fleet.
Ooh, not nuts.
Anyway, enough lube chat. I want to go on some recs.
Rex.
We haven't done them for a while. I would recommend Inside Number 9, but I think it's sold out. I mean, my dad was in a queue for hours to buy the tickets, so probably won't do that now.
What do you want to rec?
Good. I want to rec Big Boys.
Oh.
Because we
I'll
both
second
watched it.
Be quiet. I'll second it. Go.
Thank you. Because we both watched it, and I think we know we've seen Jack's stuff at Edinburgh.
I'd say we know Jack.
We know Jack as well socially. I was actually going to say we know Jack's work,
yeah.
and then I just got those two sentences. But we do know Jack as well. Jack, a lovely guy. When I was having my issues with first dates, and the fallout for that was the first person to ring me and be very nice, very lovely band. Either way, his stuff was really affecting and beautiful and well put together, and it's such a nice, heartfelt sitcom, but with a lovely little gut punch at the end, which I love a bit of that. But also, good lord, what a wonderful piece of work! All
three of the series have beautiful gut punchy moments in them, but they're very funny. He's
good at puncturing tension, isn't he?
Yeah, very good. But also his references are so good. They're
if you like pop culture references from the sort of 2010 to 2015 era, wasn't it? 2015. Oh, God knows. The 29th century. It's just so good.
Yeah,
and it's really well put together. I'm really happy for him because that's taken a lot of work. I think it was documented 10 years of grief chat to get to this area. So, but his shows before that were, I mean, we were floods of tears when we watched that.
We went to see Jack in Edinburgh, and it was me, you, and a friend called Kate.
Yes, Kate Dolan. Do watch her stuff online. Fantastically funny.
We went to watch it. We were sat down, and within 2 minutes, Kate was crying, and I looked over and I thought, "Why is she crying? What's going on?"
Then you looked to your left, and I was crying.
And then 2 minutes after that, I looked again, and you were crying, and I thought, "What's happening here?" And then 2 minutes later, I was crying. We all just wept for 50 minutes.
It was such a powerful show because it was really funny, but it was really no it was not even slightly diluted.
It was amazing as a show.
Yeah.
And we then stood out.
I'm not a big crier. I don't really cry much, as we've sort of said. I just feel slightly numb and then go, oh well, and then crack on. But I really I thought about that show I still think about that show to this day, and it was about 6 years ago when we watched that.
Longer.
Probably even longer, yeah.
2019.
2019, good lord. That's 6 years.
That's 6 years. Was it 2019?
I don't know, Dave. That's your thing, Rain Man.
But in terms of I then remember that Jack stood at the door. We said that we loved it. Thanks so much for the show.
And then had a big old sob in the
and
street.
Then we did. We went to Cowgate and we stood underneath the bridge. Do you remember? And
Yeah.
we hugged. All three of us hugged together and just all cried. And I have never felt anything like it.
I've never cried with people before. Even at funerals, I feel I'm above tears. I don't, but I'm not a very. I feel the sadness, but the tears doth not fall. But there, I properly bawled it.
We just bawled for 5 minutes, and then we all sort of we're done now. And then that evening we were out and about, and Jack was out, and we caught. It was great. It was
lush. Oh wow!
So that show. There were bits from that show that ended up in Big Boys, so it was really nice to see some of the stuff that ended and got moved.
And
into
as you
it.
said, I mean, the main character Danny was a cacophony of different characters from his university experience, and I see you used the word cacophony twice there. Bit of a, you know, when something sticks in your mind word-wise.
Are you meaning to use cacophony?
Oh, maybe. It's good to know. Good to make errors, though, isn't it? Either way, it's like a mixture of characters, and it's across the board got unbelievable reviews.
Oh, it's
and
brilliant.
Rightly so. It's a proper cultural phenomenon, I think, this one. It's a proper one of those sitcoms that are sort of a Fleabag, a thing like that, where everyone goes, "Oh, that's just genius," and well deserved. So do watch that on all 4 if you want to watch that.
All series, and it's done as well. So it's finished now, so you can do all 3 series.
All 3 series. He's done the 3 series thing, which I like.
Yeah, me too.
3 series, you're out, done.
So yeah, that's. I'm going to stick with that rec. I've got another one, but we'll do it in a later rec because
Yes.
Big Boys deserves its own time.
It does.
Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to chat away, and we will carry on doing these as you carry on listening to them. So it's lovely to see the numbers creeping on up.
What an extraordinary word. What a weird moment. Yes, but we are loving the numbers creeping on up. And thank you for watching and listening.
Please do subscribe on any platform you can, and subscribe on YouTube and watch on YouTube if you want.
Yes, do share it with your friends as well.
Yeah.
And do rate it on those platforms.
And when I put a social clip out, do say well done for putting social clips out. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. Do please him. And don't give me any praise for the full edit job I do on YouTube to very few viewing figures and to the full edit of every podcast. But don't give me any. Give him credit when you see a clip out that may cut off the end.
I cut it off.
Yeah.
Which we'll have words with about when this finishes. But thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Never a chore. Be good yourself.
All right. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I guess. Bye.